I'm also paying attention to a possible formation of head and shoulder pattern and touch this termination zone right here, and then another hit of the termination zone up there, and then a possible fall. I've marked the rejection zones yesterday and I'm still paying attention to the rejection zones right here. So what I want to see, I want to wait for the hit of this rejection zone. Once we have a hit of this rejection zone, and candle must not close below this rejection zone. So once we have a hit of the rejection zone, and I want to see push back up to the termination zone, which is right above here. So that is the move I'm expecting from natural gas. Nice one. So as you can see, we had a completion of the pattern right here, left shoulder, head of this pattern, price pushed down, hit the termination zone, rejected from the termination zone, and now in the process of rejecting this zone. Now the way I entered the head and shoulder patterns, now I want to see a next candle as a bearish candle. If you have a bearish engulfing candle that fully engulfs the previous candle, in that case we have a sell signal. Stop loss will be above this termination zone. What an exact move we got here out of head and shoulder pattern, and then formed a bearish engulfing pattern, and then price just fall from here. Bearish engulfing candle right here, and that was a perfect condition I was talking about. How nicely we waited for the pattern to form to enter our trade. That is what professional traders do. They wait for the conditions and only then they enter the trade. For whole week I was waiting for the completion of this pattern. We might have not got this pattern, or we might have, but there was a high probability, according to my experience, the way I look at the charts most of my time, it was high probability that we might get a head and shoulder pattern. That is why I waited for this pattern whole week, and then I did not just enter right at the completion of this pattern. I waited to give me some sort of signal to enter this pattern, and right here as you can see we had a bearish signal. I entered this trade and I took 1.7 to 1 take profit risk to reward ratio. So that is how we take our trades. So does that stop me to entering other trades, the other pairs I'm paying attention to? No. While I was waiting to enter this trade, I was looking for the other trading opportunities. The way I use my strategies, the way I teach my MMTA course students, they're learning so many other strategies, and we are paying attention to those pairs while we have a formation of this pattern. We are not entering any trade with the FOMO. Just by looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles doesn't mean that the price is completely bullish. We were paying attention to this rejection zones, and if the price would have broken above this zone, in that case we would have got a pullback bullish condition. In that case I would have entered bullish trade, but I waited and see if we get a bearish condition or not, which we got, and we had a nice trade out of this pattern. That is what I want you guys to learn and take your trades like this if you want to become professional and profitable trader. Now the other trades I've sent 4 trades in the priority group, and I took the other trades as well myself. Like I always say, it is not a signal group. I show you the entry patterns so that you look at the same entry patterns and take your trades yourself, so that you don't have to rely on my signals. That is why I always say it is not a signal group. You learn from this pattern and then you ask me, text me, DM me and ask me if you're taking a right trade or not. Right here, this was the first trade I've sent in the priority group. We had a condition here, we entered the trade. Then we had this losing trade that happened with the exact same condition. I teach my members, my students, we had a perfect entry condition. Does that stop me to enter this trade? No, because I know my strategies are tested. And what happened is the price massively pushed up and hit my stop loss. And if you are not trading with stop loss, then imagine how much money you would have lost right here with this push up, and you wouldn't have get a chance to enter the other potential winning trades. So a losing trade here, I also want to show you a good lesson of not keeping a stop loss there. If you keep your stop loss there, then you can likely blow up your account. Then we took this trade GBP USD, and as you can see right here we took this trade. That was my optimized pair. We had a same condition right here, bearish condition. We had a same bearish condition right here, and price has pushed down from here. So another winning trade we had after that big losing trade. And then we had AUD Japanese yen. We had a price, we had a condition right here with this bullish engulfer, and that was one of my entry condition. And with that, as you can see, price hit the take profit and then fall quickly. Also very important to have your stop loss and take profit both. So winning trade right here. And the last one we had Euro Japanese yen. And this trade has caused lots of panic in my priority group. Got lots of messages that if we're gonna hit a stop loss or not once the price was about to hit my take profit. But like I always say, once I enter my trade, I never cut my loss unless and until it hit my stop loss and take profit. And as you can see, the price has just pushed up. I'm still holding this trade over the weekend, and I might take my profit if I see a bearish signal right here. So that is how you take your trades, with conditions only. And I've also sent this trade in my free Telegram channel, where I sometimes send signals. And right here, there was an entry at this bullish engulfer, and how nicely the price is pushing up with this uptrend. So taking advantage of this uptrend, I entered this trade with a trend. I entered the trade right here as well. I've shown last week, and then I got another opportunity right here. So no opportunities in between. I did not enter my trade. Yes, if you want to manage it, that would be a good take profit, but I'm still managing this trade. Right here is pushing up, and I might cut this trade after the weekend. So the reason I'm showing you this trade, so that you know and understand, once we have a condition, only then we enter the trade. Netgas is a good example. I did not enter unless and until I got a good signal, and I got a signal after 4 days of waiting. Only then I took that trade. Now this week in the priority group, we got lots of trading opportunities. That is why I've sent around 4 signals there, 4 trade alerts, 4 or 5, but that doesn't happen all the time. If you are a member from last couple of months, you know we had times when I only sent 2 trade alerts. So that is what the group is all about. I send these alerts so that you look at this pattern and take the trades yourself without relying any sort of signals. Of course, you can always DM me to check if you are taking a valid entry or not. I take the other trades as well. Other than these trade alerts I send you, take my own trading. I use my own strategies to enter my trade. So it's not a signal group. Again, if you purely want to learn, only then join this group so that you get these type of conditions, you learn this type of conditions, and you also get the major area of value like this, so that you know from where you enter the counter trades for commodities and for forex starting indices very soon. So hope you got a value out of this video. If yes, hit a like button and subscribe if you're new, so that we can all trade together and trade efficiently. So let's start our analysis, starting with natural gas and gold, silver and crude oil. What do we have right here on natural gas? So if you remember my last video, I've said that the entry number 2 after this bearish engulfer, we had a bearish engulfer here. I took an entry on Awanda because I have an account with them. So after this bearish engulfer, price pushed down. I've exited my trade because I do not hold my trade for commodities for much longer. That is the place till where I've managed my trade, and now price has broken below this termination zone. So let me show you what I've said in my last video so that you can understand the next entry. So white here, entry number 2 is right at the break of this termination zone right here in pink. So it is 2.470, goes down to 2.429. Once the price break and close below, this entry is for less aggressive trader. This is an aggressive entry right here at the top right shoulder. The less aggressive is right at the break of termination zone. So once this candle break and close below this termination zone, then we have an entry, stop loss above, take profit wherever you want to take it. Nice one. So I've said that once we had a break and close below this rejection zone, we had the entry number 2. And if I would have entered this trade, I would have waited till 50% of this candle right here, and as you can see, this wick would have involved you in the trade if you have seen my last video. So according to that, I'm still expecting a price to push down from here, as now this is the entry number 2 for this head and shoulder pattern. My full course students are learning with the exact rules right here. We had a break of this termination zone, and at this point, if I would have entered this trade, I'll keep my stop loss above this rejection zone or above the resistance right here and take profit wherever you want to take it. I would go 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio for my initial targets. Price is now below both EMAs at this point. If I look with my Fibonacci tool, let's remove this. That 50% would be your aggressive entry. It still did not hit the 50% retracement, but it can still push up and form a bearish engulfing pattern in this zone. Now this is the one way of entering the trade with the bearish engulfer pattern. That must happen below 50 EMA. This red line is my 50 EMA. If you have a pullback of few green candles followed by bearish engulfer, or if we have a hit of this zone right above, which is 2.478 goes up to 2.554. Now if once we have a hit of this zone, retest of this zone, and the candle form a bearish signal, in that case we have a very good aggressive entry to take another shot. I'm only looking for sell trades either with a 50% retracement right here, which is this is my black line. If you have a push up aggressive entry right here with a sell limit order, targets will be 1.81618 retracement or 1 ATR will be your initial target. So that is what I'm looking at. These are the entry condition I'll pay attention to take my trade. So that is what I'm looking at. Price has now turned bearish, and the only zone I want to enter my buy trade is below in green. I've just redone the zone, and the zone is right here. 2.018 goes up to 2.141. If we have a hit of the zone and a dramatic fall, this is a place from where I want to enter my buy trade. For now, I'll just look for my sell opportunities with the condition I've just mentioned. Now, let's say we have some sort of news event and price breaks above 50 EMA. In that case, we'll have a change of trend. So rules are very important. Stick with your rules and never enter your trades without stop loss and take profit both. So that's what I'm looking at for natural gas. Exactly the same here on Oanda. I have your rejection zones here. Right here the price has broken below this zone, and we can get a likely fall from here. Looking at this entry number 2, less aggressively, I've already mentioned, with a pullback bearish engulfer or with the hit of the zone above, which is 2.342 goes up to 2.426, from where we will enter another sell trade. For now, I'm expecting another fall from a natural gas. Let's check gold. Right here, what do we have at this point? Use a FIB tool, something like this. Aggressive entry will be 50% retracement, and price can likely fall to 1.618 retracement. That's the first target I'm looking at. For gold, less aggressive way will be if we get few more green candle followed by a bearish engulfer. In that case, I will still go short, which is over one of the pullback entries members are learning. So I've mentioned in my last video that if we have a pullback followed by a bearish engulfer, we have a sell signal. In that case, the ATR of this candle is 9, and as you can see, the $9 profit has been hit with this candle. As you can see, 9.8, around $10 profit has been hit with the exact conditions I teach you here and to my students. At this point, I'm still bearish for gold. Gold can likely fall from here. We might get another push up, a minor formation of double top, another bearish engulfer or a bearish candle. The price can likely fall from here. So I'm not looking to buy gold is bearish. The only zone I'm paying attention to take my buy trades is right here, a minor zone, which is 1885 goes up to 1903, from where I will enter my buy trades using one of the entry pattern bullish engulfers or my double bottom entry pattern pin bars, 382 candles. All these are my buying signal from the zone below. For now, I'll just look for bearish trade. If we have a push down, no condition, we had a new low. In that case, I will look for a pullback followed by bearish engulfer and keep on taking sell trades until we hit the zone below right here. So keep an eye here for conditions. Silver is now currently in the process of a pullback, and we can get a likely hit of 50 EMA and then get a likely formation of bearish engulfing candle. Once we have that, we have a very good chance the price will fall. Not buying silver unless and until it's trading below 50 EMA, or buy only once the price break above 50 EMA. For now, I'm expecting a possible bearish candle here and then a possible fall, and the next buying zone for me is 22.02 goes up to 22.45, from where we will enter another long trade with one of the entry patterns, bullish engulfers, double bottoms, pin bars. All these are my entry conditions. So the last one we have crude oil. So after a nice fall out of crude oil from this swing high bearish engulfing candle, we are getting prices now pushing up again. I'm expecting a push up and a likely formation of the double top pattern, so we can get a push up here. And if we have a rejection with the bearish candle, pin bars or bearish engulfer, in that case the price can fall again. So if there's a condition here, I will take my sell trade. Otherwise, if we have a pullback and if we have a push up, pullback of few red candle followed by a bullish engulfer, I will go long till the price hit this zone, from where I will enter my sell trade if I get a condition. If we have a dramatic push up, broke above this high, in that case we have this zone turned as a bullish zone. We'll use this zone as a support area to take further long trade. So that is what I'm looking at for crude oil. Hope you're getting value out of my videos, and do not forget to hit the like button if you are getting value out of it. Hope you trade green and have an awesome weekend. See you guys in the next video. Till then, take care.